For this problem, a software company is considering the release of the new product. They came up with a couple equations that models the market in terms of price P and quantity Q. So these are my two equations. So this is a system of equations. And essentially down here, they're trying to, it's basically a different way of saying, solve this equation, figure out what price and quantity is going to tell us where supply meets demand for the new product. So we've got our two equations, and if you notice up here, I've got a variable that's solved for already, so substitution would be the easiest way to do this one. So wherever I see a P in the other equation, I can just plug that expression in. So I take P and plug it into this one, so that gives me Q equals 100 minus 4 times whatever P is. Distribute the negative 4. Make sure you pay attention to your signs here. I've got Q is equal to 100 minus 20 minus 8Q. Let's go ahead and get our variable terms on the same side. This is a negative, so I want to move it over here to make it positive. Just makes life a little easier on me. That's equal to 100 minus 20, which is 80. So here I've got Q equals 80 over 9. So I get this 80 over 9, and the tendency is to plug that into a calculator, and we will here in a second. But if we're going to go determine P, if I take a rounded answer, so this decimal is about 8.89. So if I take this rounded answer and plug it in wherever I see a Q in the other equation, well, that's going to throw my answer off a little bit. So what I want to do is take this exact answer, this fraction, and plug it in to that other equation. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want to solve for P. I know what Q is. P is equal to 5 plus 2 times whatever Q is. Go through and simplify. I get 5 plus 160 over 9. I need a common denominator in order to combine these. So P is going to be equal, my common denominator is 5 over 1. I got to multiply each by 9 in order to get a denominator of 9. So that's 45 over 9. So 45 over 9 plus 160 over 9. I get an exact answer for P, which is 205 over 9. And once you have that exact answer, now we can go ahead and round. So 205 over 9, using the exact answer for Q, is going to give me about 22.78. So my solution to this is 22.78, comma 8.89.